Hi, everyone. Well, maybe I couldn't end up finding the Elijah Craig C923 anywhere by me in New Jersey, but I ended up finding a bottle that I would consider one of the next best things to that lying around on a shelf in a store by me, and that is the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523. This is the release right before the Elijah Craig C923, the one that totally just blew everyone's minds. But this was the one right before it. Now, the deal with this one is this is the batch that Elijah Craig dropped the 12-year age statement with. So everything before that was all 12-year age statements. It started with this one that it dropped it, and this one was released with an age of 11 years, 5 months. And basically, it was kind of done that, I believe, from what I've read. You could look at it both ways. Some of the batches were good, some were okay from some of the research I did. And I think it's kind of like, I guess, just like they did with the regular small batch when they dropped the age statement there. Maybe they wanted to have more creativity in terms of batch to batch, so that they can decide what age they thought was appropriate. Now, many people thought when this was released that, oh, okay, they dropped the age statement. Well, it's always going to be younger, kind of like with the small batch. But obviously that was proven not true when the next batch, C923, came out. That was well over 13 years old. So couldn't get that one. I saw this one. I saw one of these lying on the shelf. I'm like, you know what? I couldn't get that. I'm going to grab this. Now, before I get into this, today, I'm going to be posting this on probably a couple of days later, but today I saw what I thought was the A124 lying on a shelf, but once again got tricked because that was an A124 label, but it was a toasted bottle. And I ended up finding out from the storekeeper, I think it was the owner, that it really was toasted, so we didn't want that. So let's get into this one. So this is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch 523. It is 124.2 proof. Release date, of course, is May 2023. That's the 5 is the B. 5 is the May, 23 the year. So again, the proof's 124.2, age 11 years, 5 months. So this was just by itself. They kind of find these lying around here and there. I said, you know what? I'm not letting this one go by. So just a couple of other details. Again, it's the Elijah Craig Distilling Company, Heaven Hill. And the mash bill, of course, is like all the other Elijah Craig products. It is 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley. So let's get this in the glasses. I am really curious to taste this and see what I think. We got this poured in a glass. I'm going to use our Diamas glass for this special bottle. Deserves a special glass, so I got my really beautiful Diamas glass poured up here. And that was a nice cork pop too. So we're looking good so far. And the bottle, barrel proof here, matches what it says here in the label. So all says barrel proof. All signs are this is legitimately the B523. Let's give this a nose. Well, I got some classic bourbon smells. Your oak, caramel, vanilla. Just all your classic. It's really a nice nose. Not really overly ethanol or anything like that for 124.2 proof. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. That's good. That's good. That is really good. Swirl this a little too. I mean, right out of the bat, I am getting vanilla, fruit, almost like is it date or raisin or something like that. I'm getting some heat on the finish, as I would expect at this proof. I'm getting some rye spice for, it's only, 10% rye, but I do get some rye spice on the back end, no doubt about it. Definitely on the back end of the finish, but it's really a classic, vanilla, caramel, raisin, it's funny because the last time I got a raisin kind of taste was, which one was it? It was a Crossroads by Blue Note, and it was aged or finished. I think it was in a toasted French oak, and it's interesting because I know this isn't, but it just reminded me of that profile. But this is quite tasty. Now remember, I did taste a sample courtesy of Bourbon Barry from the C923. Really, really like that. I'd be curious about these head to head. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal, but it's not too shabby either. This is really good. So I would say basically all your classic. I think the proof is absolutely. It's certainly, I mean, it's not the 133 proof. It's also not the what was that one? 13 years, 7 months of the C923. But when they dropped this age statement from 12 years, they only dropped it back a few months to 11 years and 5 months. The taste is really good. I actually read up that at the time this taste profile was a little bit different than previous batches. I don't have that to compare to. I haven't had a ton of these. I had a few private barrels. Those are Wegmans private barrels, barrel-proof private barrels. But I haven't had many of these batches. So I've had now the C23. I've had this. I think I had one other. Forgot which one. It was quite a while ago when they started doing these, or sometime after that. But this is legit. This is really, really good. So having had the sample, I'm glad I have this bottle. I mean, in my mind, yes, the C923 was fantastic. I had to put them head to head. It was phenomenal. I mean, I'm not sure if this is exactly, at that level, but I mean, this is really good. I'm very happy I got this. This is, sometimes I like doing this. When you nose the glass after the liquid's done, you really get, after some of the ethanol evaporates, you really get some of the small stuff. It really does have a raisin profile, caramel, vanilla, classic bourbon, smell, nose, palate, and some rye spice, but 10% rye. It definitely has some rye spice, a little heat on the finish. This is a definite win. So Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523. This B523 is definitely a winner. So if there's any more lying around, you see them, definitely pick it up. I'm happy I did. Cheers. Take care. Thanks for watching.